I'm Dick Heinen, Executive Director of the Christian Labour Association of Canada. On September the 7th, much of the world will be observing Labour Day. This is one of the few truly international events since it highlights an activity that we are all engaged in, our daily work. On Labour Day, we remember the efforts of so many workers who made tremendous sacrifices on behalf of their colleagues around the world. Through their efforts, the lives of millions of working persons have become better. Better working conditions, better safety, better benefits, and of course, better wages. On Labour Day, we are reminded that labour conditions remain unacceptable in many areas of the world. Much more needs to be done to ensure that all workers are treated with respect and dignity. As a member of the International Trade Union Confederation, CLAC takes its responsibilities on the international scene seriously. We have actively campaigned for the release of Cuban union leaders who have been wrongly imprisoned for years. We work with the China Labor Bulletin in Hong Kong, who acts on behalf of Chinese workers whose own unions won't help them. We have worked in Guatemala for displaced farm workers and assisted a union in Colombia to establish a training center in Bogota. While we remember the progress made in the past, CLAC believes that the strategies and tactics of old labor are no longer effective in our North American environment in the 21st century. Today, the owners of business are often you and I as shareholders through pension plans and investments. All Canadian jurisdictions now have reasonable labor standards in place that are normally enforced. In the unionized sector, wages and benefits are generally good. This means that we can concentrate on proper training of workers and developing a culture of safety in the workplace. Today is an age of cooperation and partnership, of win-win negotiations, of mutual interest bargaining. It is an age of respect and firm but peaceful persuasion, an age in which respect for each other ought to carry the day. CLAC has carried the message of cooperative labor relations for many years. The workplace ought to be a community of people working for their common good and for the benefit of society as a whole. It ought to be a place where people can flourish and contribute. And since our workplace is where we are for half our waking hours, it ought to be a place where harmony prevails. This is a message based on solid principles, principles that have sustained the test of time. These principles call for respect of all human beings, regardless of social status, as well as the dignity of the human person, and the right to do dignified work. It recognizes that everyone can expect to be treated fairly in the give and take of ordinary human life. The need for us all to live with integrity and honesty are the foundations on which CLAC was built. There are still many places where work could be better. Unorganized workplaces where people are poorly treated, where work is drudgery and the wages are low. Tell them about CLAC, a union that cares. They will see for themselves that CLAC is a union that works. This Labor Day, I invite you to join us in making a better world, internationally, nationally, and locally.